Good evening. Wonderful, wonderful function. Alankaram would be done soon. During that time, when they are doing the Alankaram, I'll share with you the significance of today's function. Like I said, you have to be aware of what is being done, what has been done, and your receptivity, the benefit you get will be significantly more than it would be if you don't know what is going on. So, we have 5 Fridays this year. Usually it's 4 Fridays during the month of Aadi. They're the most auspicious for Divine Mother, for Durga Devi, for Lalita Tripura Sundari, all the highest forms, highest aspect of divine. This is the most auspicious time. The reason being the travel of all the nakshatra, the 27 nakshatra, they keep moving, and during this month the alignment is more auspicious, most beneficial to humans. And when they think of Divine Mother and invoke her like we did now, the benefits are thousandfold. So Divine Mother wants us to make sure that we get the most benefit of that energy. And each Friday she shows one aspect. The first Friday she showed Swarnambika. Second Friday, Angala Parameshwari. Third Friday, Kaligambal. That is last Friday. Today is Kameshwari. So we invoke Kameshwari. We did wonderful function, great Alankaram. And I'll share with you what are the difference of all these aspects. They're the same energy, highest energy, Mahamayi, Mahamayi. The highest, the supreme consciousness, which was the only energy present at the time of creation. And prior to that, there was nothing. She was the only thing which existed forever and will exist forever, and there's no beginning or the end. And a small aspect of her is present for her as our Atman. So that part of us would now, it's eternal. That's why she gave us the name, gave our temple the name, Eternal Mother Temple. It's a beautiful name. It describes the eternality of that supreme consciousness, which was the only thing which is real. Everything else is Prakriti aspect, the Purusha aspect, the soul, and the seat of the soul is in the middle line, to the right of the middle line, and it vibrates. And it vibrates, the energy starts. Prior to that, it's quiet. There's no activity. When the disturbance starts, the activity starts. Then creation starts. And she would be the empress of the universe. There will be millions and millions and millions of aspects of her. In this temple, there's so many yakshinis. They're all super sensual beings. Yakshinis, Mohinis, Vidyadharas, Gandharvas. They are not dense being like us. I use the word super sensual because they are beyond our level of consumption. But to understand them, to get most of her, you have to be in that world to receive them. And we are not, because we are restricted, mind, body, intellect, ego. We are restricted, we are enslaved, we cannot go beyond it. But in this house of hers, he said, I will let you go beyond the restriction, and you'll come to me and become part of me. That what she's saying is, each one of you who are here, you are invited by her, and you are here because of that. And when you do archanas and abhishekams and homas in this place, the benefit is phenomenal, because you go beyond the limitation. Because I am identified as Kumar, physician, that's all. The minute I was born, the identification starts, and I grow and finish my life in that form. Maybe 100 years, hopefully all of you will stay around for 100 years and then leave this mortal shell, which is the embodied body. We need it. Don't let people say this is all Maya, illusion. No, illusion is real because we grow out of it. We need that challenge. We need all those planetary influence on her. And the planetary influence is designed by you, each one of you in that state of being last time. before you come back in this limited form. You design a story and we write that story. That is our life story. And that is this life. So we write it. She observes, but she gives us the wisdom and the grace. Grace is the most important, more than anything we can accomplish. The divine grace, and that is abundant in her house, because this is her house. She builds it. She gives us, she tells us, I want this form or that form, and she brings us. So when we complete the new temple aspect, you'll see so many aspects she brought, because she know in this manvantara, in this yuga, Kali Yuga, we are going to have many, many problems. That is the reason why she said 50 years ago, you'll build a house, I will build it, you'll assist, I'll use you to do that. I'll invite many of my devotees. And these are the ones which invoke me for many, many lifetimes. This time, they'll get what they've been asking for. And you be an intermediary. So then she said, to build it, you have to have mantra, yantra, and tantra. You can't just build the temple. We have a wonderful Shilpi. His brother is here. He's in India. Santana Krishnan is his name. He's in his mid-40s. Wonderful Shilpi. But she said, no, neither he or you are qualified to bring our energies to this world. We will do it. We will tell you what to do. And part of that is the various yatras she makes me do. I was there 4 months ago in Himalayas. I was there in her presence. Chandra Vadana Devi. That temple, it's called Chandra Vadana Devi. She's Mahamai. And that temple was built long ago, not in Kali Yuga, not in Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga. Who was responsible for that? Agastya Maharishi. So in our temple, Agastya Maharishi and Lobamutra Maharishi, she's a Maharishi in her own right. Not because of his wife. She is a wonderful soul. And how she's created, she's created by Agastya. The mythology is nobody will give the daughter to Agastya because he was not what they wanted him to be physically. So he created it. How did he create her? He intensely thought, focused on that princess. You will bear this child, and that would be my mate. And the child was born, and he waited. When she's 20 years old, he came and took her. And that is Lobamutra. So you can imagine, just like Kartikeya is so intense because Shiva Bhagavan, he came from the Netrikan, from the intense jnana eye of Shiva. That is why he's so powerful and so intense and can control the mighty asuras and make them work for him as his vehicles. That's a mighty being. Similarly, Lobamutra is a mighty Maharishi created or energized by Agastya. So Agastya and Lobamutra, we have all of the many, many Maharishis we have there, but you won't know where they are. But for Agastya and Lobamutra, we will give a separate sanadhi. So you get to see them, because they do a lot for us. And if you get to see them, you'll get more from them. That is the reason why Maharishis are very important, because they were human. They are the extension of Brahma. They came from Brahma's mind's eye. They were really not human, but they took the form of 7 Rishi Maharishis. Because if they are not had that human aspect, we cannot reach them, because they would not be our different species. We can worship them, we can sing their glory, but to be touched, they had to have the human experience. So the Maharishis, Atri, Swamitra, all the Maharishis we have, and they're very important because they have had human existence. When, like I said, this temple of Mahamayi, they call her Chandravadana Devi. That's a beautiful name, because Chandra is the representation of mind. Atman represented by sun. Sun's representation is Atman. Mind is moon. So we always use mind, sun and moon. So this is the basis of all astrology. And initially, 4.5 billion years ago or before, They are all gaseous form. When the Big Bang explosion took place 14 billion years ago, many, many galaxies, billions and billions of galaxies were formed. And we are third generation. We are divine. We are divine beings because we came from them. And those gaseous form are solidified. And they became planets in our solar system. Sun was the biggest, 13 times bigger than Earth. So it had enough nuclear energy to be independent. So he captured our solar family. So all the planets in our solar family is captured because he is the biggest. And that nuclear furnace will exist for another 5-6 billion years ago, then it will die. So we are third generation because we are heavy metal. Initially is nitrogen, that's all, hydrogen. Then second generation, from the supernova we are formed. We are from. Second generation, then we are the third generation. That is our solar system. And sun would be the main one. Why we give so much importance to sun? Because that's the only visible, furthest visible divine would be the sun. It's visible to our naked eye. So we give Surya Narayana. So we give the image of Mahavishnu to sun. That's the symbolism of Surya Narayana Swami. And all the other planets are this cosmic dust which became solidified. And they have the effect on us because Earth is also a planet. And we are Earth being. So we are part of this explosion, part of the dust. We are microcosmic form of the dust. And macrocosmic form are the Yakshinis, Mohinis, Vidya, all the supersensuous beings. And the hierarchy goes up and up and up. Ultimately, she is the one. That's why the representation of Sri Chakra, you see, there's a Bindu and there is a formation of so many. There's 43 chakras. So when I meditate in Kundalini, I start with ours, that is lowest. Trilokya Mohana chakra would be the first, and we are there. Who is a deity? Who can do the most? Krishna Bhagavan. In that form, Trilokya Mohana area. And we are there. So we give most. And that's why he gave us wonderful Bhagavad Gita. Everything is there. All the secrets of creation, how to ascend, how to overcome this enslavement. Then I use the word density. We are dense being because we vibrate very slowly. Whereas the supersensuous being vibrate fast. So you can't see them. But you can feel them. In this temple, many of you, Kundalini is awakened and you can feel them. And some of you, she talks. And all of you, she invited. But with your conscious mind, you may not know that. But your Atman knows you're invited. So we are very blessed to be of some significance to Mahamai. We have to be greatly blessed. That means many, many lifetimes you have wanted her. And this lifetime, she has come. Not only she has come, she builds this place, house of hers. And now she expanded because she realized, and in the beginning I've been telling you for the past 20 years, this Yuga is Kali Yuga. What do you expect? It's the last Yuga. It's a bad Yuga. When I say bad, what do I mean by that? The Asuric activity will be more present. The Asuric activity, all these tragedies, First World War, Second World War, now COVID, many, many things. And she said, you build this temple, I will be there, and I'll have my Yakshinis as protection. Yakshinis, Mohinis, with all the supersensuous being. And I will teach you the yantras, tantras, mantras. So not only she said that, she brought the gurus. Our guru is a master yantra maker. Yantras are very important. And the person who makes a yantra should be a very unique person. He should know all the lines and how many devatas on each line, like a gramophone record. You just see the line, but when you play it, the beautiful music comes. Similarly, those yantras have to be made by masters. By that I mean they have to be able to communicate with devatas. And she has given us mantra Sri Devi. One of the representation you will see It's called mantra Sri Devi. She'll teach you the mantra. She'll not only teach you the mantra, she'll make you see them and hear them. Mantras you can hear, but you have to see them. That's why these rishis are called seers. Vishwamitra saw Gayatri. So they are seers. They see, not only hear the mantras. To see the mantra and hear the mantra. These are two different things. So Vishwamitra saw. So you know the beautiful story behind it. What he did, he sacrificed. Ultimately, that is the most important. The sacrifice of he himself burnt himself. Because the story is, he has to light the lamp. And the wick for the lamp is taken by the asuras. When the time came, there was no wick. How do you light without the wick? So he poured the oil and he became the wick and he lighted himself. That's the utmost sacrifice. Then Mother appears with Shiva. Shiva Shakti appears and gives him the life back. That's a beautiful story. How important the sacrifice is. He sacrificed himself. Then the Gayatri. She gave the Gayatri. And we all chant the Gayatri. But there is esoteric and exoteric. Ka-i aila-hrim, ha-sa-ka hala-hrim, sa-ka-la-hrim. Each bija is very profound. It has so many meanings. And in the Sri Chakra, there's millions and millions of cosmic energies. They say 330 million gods we have. Actually, in the Sri Chakra, there's 630 million. There's more than what Vedas tell us. So we have that many. You can call them each one as gods because that's what you perceive. So nothing wrong with that. There's only one god, our goddess, that is Mahamaya. From her emanates so many aspects. And Kamakshi aspect is the most predominant one. The bijas, Ka, the Ka bija, in the Ka Yailahim, the Ka is a Manmata. Manmata is given very importance. Why? For creation, you need the desire to create and procreate. That's what keeps the farm going. And so all the souls have a place to come and stay. And I chose this farm and I come and stay. I spend the whole life. And I try to learn as much as I can. And she has given a lot. For this temple, she has given much. Wonderful yantra, which I received from my guru, who was told by her, give it to him because he is building my house. And he needs this. Without that, he cannot. So it was given. And I take it on your behalf. It's not given to me as one person. It's given to me for the world. And particularly now in Kali Yuga, she said, I have to give protection. And this is a protective temple. And this is a time for protection. And this COVID, what all the humans can do is very little. I give you one example. That COVID virus is starting to mutate. We already know it. You make a vaccine, it will mutate. The vaccine will work for a year or two, then it's gone. You have to create another vaccine. It will keep on mutating. There's no end to it. We have not seen the end of COVID. We're just in the beginning stage of COVID. And it's not the virus and pneumonia and other thing, death. It's a long-term impact on the economy, on the mind. People are very nervous. They're very scared. Where it's going to end. They make it simple. They say you'll have a vaccine by November, December. But it's starting to mutate. I know the significance. As a physician, I know the significance. If it mutates, that vaccine you come out with will be useless. It'll work maybe for a month or two, the first batch, but it's very smart. And this virus is just a piece of protein, smallest, most rudimentary life form. Just a piece of RNA protein. How much it knows, how much havoc it has caused. Just a small. They can do it. And we had many other tragedies, and we'll have more tragedies. We have so many I won't even begin to mention. The whole universe is very dangerous place. You look at it, so many millions of the planets, the asteroids coming towards us, towards the Earth. 10,000 of them, they are called NEOs, near Earth objects. That many is coming towards us. And Earth has gravitation. They will hit us. And one of them will destroy. One of them touched us 65 million years ago. Wiped off everything. And from that, we started again, we came. Those Jurassic beings, mighty beings, they lived for 120 million, their lifetime. And they advanced so much, so huge, so terrific. 1 second, she said, I need different beings. And it took 65 million years for us to come, for the mammals to come. It takes a long time, but time is of no significance. Time loses. So understand Mother Kamakshi. She is the most loving and she is the beginning, Kameswara and Kamakshi. In the Bindu, in the top of the Sri Chakra, you see the Bindu from which the creation starts. That is Shiva Shakti. So there is no difference, there's only one being. But we relate to her as Divine Mother for obvious reasons. She has so much love, affection. And for creation, Kameshwari would be the one. So she's given the first seat, Kameshwara and Kameshwari, and that is in the Bindu. And today, Mother's attribute most is Kameshwari. So she would present herself to us, and we invoked her with so many names, 1,000 names, but all are meaningful names. And that energy would come to us. And being here on this day and invoke Kameshwari and understand her. Kama, it sounds like not a good term. No, Kama is lust. But you need that for creation to begin. They'll say when Shiva Bhagavan burnt Manvata, it's over, no more. But luckily, Rati invoked, asked him to let him be there, at least in a shadow form. So he was recreated. He was her son. That's how the creation started again. Because without that lust and the love and the affection and the procreation, there is nothing. It will be dry. There won't be anything, no activity. It will go back to Pralaya. So at the time of Pralaya, everything will go back, become quiet. How long it will take, we don't know, but it will be a long time. The Kali Yuga would last probably for another 300,000, 400,000 years. That's a shortest Yuga. So we have enough time. Afterwards, it will restart again. Pralaya, quietness. Then the activity would start. She would start vibrating, and the new creation, new universes. And we have so many universes. Every second, she can create a universe. We have billions and billions of stars in our solar system, which is a small solar system. Milky Way galaxy itself is not a big galaxy. Andromeda, our neighbor, is 3 times as big as us. And in that galaxy, millions and millions of suns, millions and millions of suns in just that area. And to her, just the look, just the desire, there'll be a new universe. There'll be billions and billions of universes. But she sits on top of it. But we can relate to her. And she's kind enough to know us and to give us a chance to keep our travel. We are travelers. We'll move from human existence, we'll move to higher form. That'll be Devata world, divine world. She brings us here to introduce them here. So when we go to that world, we will be familiar. They will be familiar. Otherwise, a whole new world. This world meaning the 14 aspects of this creation. Each one is a consciousness. That level of consciousness is one world. We have to break through and then start again. So today we have her grace. Receive her, worship her, love her, and show your devotion, sacrifice, whatever you can, and you receive a lot. Thank you and good luck.